Okay, what's going on, everyone? How's the Tuesday going for you? Just getting my terminal set up here. We have a couple cool ideas for today. What are you looking at? Any trade ideas? Tim, what's up? Tim, how you doing? Rob, what's going on? Come on, Tim, weren't you on the stream yesterday? Don't you know my birthday was yesterday, man? It is my birthday today. I'm the old age of 26 now. Can you believe it? The fun is over. No, it's all good. It's all good. So today's stream, what are we talking about? We have a few ideas. I'm wondering how things went for you guys yesterday. I know, were you in that earnings trade from last night? Let me know how it went. I didn't take it myself, but it I saw some pretty interesting conversation in the Discord today about it. Today we're going to be talking about Viacom. We're going to be talking about Root. We're going to be talking about GameStop. We're going to be talking about NKLA. So pretty cool lineup. This is a very Wall Street Bets lineup today on the stream. You know how it is. We gotta go with the flow sometimes, and where the retail be, so does the opportunity. But we're actually gonna be rolling with the retail a little bit today on some of these trades, like the NKLA one. All right, for those of you that don't know what happened with NKLA, well, basically the CEO of NKLA came out and sold 3.5 million of his shares. Right, so 3.5 million of his shares, resulting in a $50 million cash out for him. Huge payday. But when you see insiders selling a huge amount of shares, and like we actually know it's an insider, it could signal some sort of inside information that's going to come out. Right, you see the stock took a big hit yesterday. Let's see what it's doing today. Looks like it's pretty flat right now. Okay, it's flat right now, but you can see in the last few days, it's taken a pretty significant hit, down about 12%. So what we can do here is there's probably an opportunity to bet on things going down, right? And the reason is we have to think about things in terms of risk, right? We have to see where the market's pricing in the risk, and that's usually where, that's like one of the market dynamics that we can maybe take advantage of. So if we come over to the terminal, we pull up NKLA. Hey, Derek, thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciated the birthday shout outs in the group today, guys. That was made me real happy. You can see that vol's a little bit expensive, right? Obviously, the thing was absolutely ripping the last couple days. So realized vol was pretty high, and the forecast therefore is it's not low. But we can see vols look a little bit on the expensive side. So if we structure something like an at the money 132 fly, something like that, we are getting some of that short vol exposure that we would want. Now, there's a couple different ways, two trades that we're really going to talk about here. What do you think is going to happen to NKLA in the next week? And what do you think could happen to NKLA over the next month and a half? And the reason we pick these two timeframes is if we're going to trade something near dated, we could trade a 132 fly and get a pretty good risk to reward, especially with this kind of crazy skew that we have going on here, right? Like this is all whack, right? So what could we do, right? If you go out and you structure out a 132 fly, starting at the money with the weekly expiry or next week expiry, you'll get a really good risk reward going on there because the market's pricing in some sort of risk right now, right? Market's pricing in risk for the stock, and we can take advantage of that. But you can also see here, there's a lot being priced in on the 30-day skew as well. And the reason we might be seeing something like this, right? Or well, 30 to 60 days, it's really in between the two, is we have an earnings event coming up in about 30 days, a little bit over 30 days for NKLA. And a lot of movement is being priced in there. Like what's the actual earnings implied move right now? Right, we have a 20% implied move on earnings. Market's basically saying something's going to happen to the stock on the earnings. And this could be what he was selling in advance of. So what we might be able to do, I didn't realize it was such a high move. Oh, he's the ex-CEO. Okay, Koa. Okay, that's good to know. But still, he probably has more information than the average investor, right? Unless he's rolling it into a new venture. If he's got plans for that capital, maybe it'll be different. But we see a 20% implied move here, right? Way higher than what we've seen on average implied in the past, although not a huge sample set to look at. But right, market's saying something's going to happen here. Right, Weird Gamer. I'll go over it in 1 second. The hard part is I'm not going to be able to share my my Thinkorswim with you today, just because I'm on my MacBook Pro or MacBook Air. If it was a Pro, it'd be okay, but I'm on a MacBook Air. Doesn't really handle too many applications running very well. And with the Zoom, the terminal, the live stream, I don't know. It's not going to happen. So what we could do is we could buy some, if you think things are going to get worse and more information is going to come out pertaining to this earnings event, we could be buying some vol now. And if this move goes up another 4 or 5%, you're going to be making a ton of money, right? We could be gamma scalping this. We could just be long vol. You could be buying a vertical, a vertical, or even just buying a put, right? Put vertical, buying a put, things like that could be really good because, things are looking a little bearish for the company right now. Right? And that may not be a bad idea. Koa is if you look in the chat here, you see Koa's in there. Koa is our in-house EV specialist. So Koa, if you have any information that you can share about NKLA, I'd really appreciate it. And I think everyone in the group would as well. So yeah, please share away. While Koa is sharing that, I'm going to move on to another trade that we're talking about today, right? Another trade that we could be looking at is on GME, all right? So what's the deal with GME right now? Well, GME came out and announced that they're going to be offering shares. Okay. So what we need to think about, right? They're going to be, I believe the current float for GME is about 54 million shares or 50 million shares. And they're going to be offering about 3 million shares. So what this means is, right, let's think about what this means. It means that the float is going to increase by about 8%. And what does having more liquidity in the market mean in terms of options and volatility? Well, what it means is that we should actually expect volatility to come down. Okay? Volatility should come down. And if we take a look here, though, this is the thing. We actually see volatility has been melting away. Right? We've seen a 20-point decrease in vols here. Our stock's super flat right now, eh? And we maybe can see that come down even more. Right? Like we should see this thing start to settle a little bit. But I have one fear, right? I have one fear, and it's just because of the nature of this stock, right? You look at the guys over on Wall Street Bets, and maybe something like this is seen as maybe this is what sparks the movement for them. Man, the company that we pumped to the moon, they capitalized on what we did. They offered a share dilution, screw them kind of thing. But I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Right? It could be it could spark some more hodling, some more diamond handsing. What do you think about that? Because if not, right, shorting some vol here may not be the world's worst idea. Obviously, that scares everyone. It even scares me. Let's take a look at the skew, or let's look at the term structure for GME. Let's look at it today versus what it was, let's say, a week ago. Right, okay, so you can see that the longer dated vols came down about 10 points, not huge. It's these near dated ones that have got absolutely crushed, but I don't know if that's related to this. That's just the stock isn't moving right now, right? Stock's kind of settled a little bit for the time being. The fear is, the fear is always just that this thing can rip again. Do you guys have any idea what's going on in the Wall Street bet space for it? Is it still being hyped up? Is there still a bullish case for it? What's the deal? Jekka, thank you, man. You actually got it right this time. Or wrong. You think NKLA would get acquired maybe, huh? Well, if an acquisition was happening and insiders knew anything about it, you know, why would what's his name? Why would Trevor be selling his shares? GME is a death cult. Shorting GME vol is a death cult. That's what we're here for, though, right? We live for it. Okay. The bullish case is trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. That's really good, actually. Honestly, right? Lambo soon. Lambo soon, guys. Don't worry. The weekends are getting out. Institutional money coming soon. Arnold, thanks so much, man. Oh, dude. Damn, Arnold. Now I definitely gotta come to Atlantic City with you guys. Yeah, good point, Tim. And I don't think they do. I think NKLA is literally the biggest meme stock ever. Even their name is a joke, right? Their name is literally a play on Tesla's name. So, they're just one of those companies, right? Okay, so that's the deal with GME. GME, I'm thinking, watch it for the next couple days. If you don't see vols spike like crazy or the price start to move like wild again, if vols don't come down, then I think we could be shorting some vol here. Right? It's super, it's a stressful one to be in, but it could print. It could be a huge winner. All right, couple other ideas. Root. Does anyone know why everyone is talking about Root? If GME short-term realized volatility is coming down, how would an at-the-money fly work? So the at-the-money fly would probably print well. Let's see. Let's go back to GME for 1 second here. And if anyone knows what's going on with Root, please drop it in the chat. So an at-the-money fly for GME, short-dated, let's say somewhere between the 10 and 20 days. One thing you got to watch out for is the wings are pretty pricey, right? Wings are expensive here. So you're probably gonna have to push them out a bit to not overpay, not completely destroy your edge on it. And you're just gonna have to embrace the variance, right? If the thing does start to rip, you want to be betting an amount that that you're okay with getting burned on, right? Especially if you're trading the short-term options. If the thing does rip, it's gonna hurt, right? You're gonna hit your max loss in no time. But if it prints, vols come down or the stock doesn't move, you will get paid out huge, right? Because, think about it, right? The at-the-money vol on the 10-day is trading at 168%. It's nowhere near what we've seen it in the past, right? We've seen it up at 400, 500% even, I think. But the thing's not moving anymore. Root is the next GME. Citron is bullish on Root. Okay. All right. Looks pretty fair price right now. SV, I was able to tell the wings were pricey by looking at the implied volatility across the different deltas. Come back over here to GME. Right. When I'm looking at the skew here, I'm looking at how the price of the options changes across different strikes for the 10, 30, and 90-day tenors, right? So like if there was a 10-day option, what would the delta implied vol be across the strikes, right? So, basically you can think of it like this. This is the at-the-money implied volatility. This is the out-of-the-money calls at the delta 25s. This is the delta 25 puts. And then this is the delta 5s way out here, right? So pretty out of the money, way far out of the money. Right, and you can see it's got this smile right now. You think buying the stock is the right strat, eh? Yeah. So I was thinking about it. Right, let's go back over to Root here. Thing about Root is there is, you know, a little bit of that call skew, right? Some pretty crazy call skew. Ned, what's up, man? The birthday stream, right? I'm giving away as much free alpha as I possibly can. It's like a birthday loot bag, but instead of getting chocolates, you get trade ideas. Right. So if you check this out, SV, if we look at the skew on Root, we can see that the at the money vols are trading at 122. We can see that the out of the money puts are trading below at the money. And we can see the out of the money calls are trading way above at the money. So what we can do here is we can, Tim, don't even bring that up, man. You're right. So what we can do here is we could buy some of this at the money, right? So let's say we buy like a, what do I have down here? I was looking at you could buy like a 1250 call, all right? And then what you could do is you can go out and sell a 15 call. And that 15 call is going to finance a ton of that 1250 call. And you're going to get a 1 to 5 risk reward doing that on the April contract. Right? So you get a pretty huge risk to reward bet. If the stock shoots up, you're going to get paid out 5 times your initial investment. Now, obviously, if you think this thing is just going to go to $70 in the next month, well, you just want to buy a call, right? They're not that expensive. Market's not pricing in that to happen at all. But if you just think this thing can shoot up a bit, right? You think it's going to catch a bid, something like this vertical might make a lot of sense. Right? And that's simply taking advantage of the skew, the really high level of implied volatility. But like Koa is saying here, right? It has an extremely high short interest, right? 61% of the float, short puts, position to be squeezed in the short term. Yeah, so it definitely could. And you know what? The other thing about this company is too, the other thing about this company is that it's small, right? It has a market cap of a few $1 billion. And that also is a factor that I consider when thinking about, can this thing be squeezed? The reason is it's easy to bully a $3 billion company. It's very hard to bully something that's like $100 billion. Right? That's why when people were saying GME can go to $1,000, I'm like, how the hell do you get it from 900 to 1,000? Right? Like, where's all that momentum going to come from? But something of this, or, when people were talking about it happening to SLV, I'm like, all right, good luck with that. But something like Root, I could see it, could make sense. Right? And after what we saw with GameStop, why not? Why not? That's why the vertical is a good play. You get a good risk to reward. It doesn't need to go to $1 million for you to make a good return. It just needs to go up. Right? So I like these kind of bets. Now, another one that we're going to bet on like that, another one that we can bet on like that is Viacom. So Viacom got absolutely demolished recently, right? Like, one like on this video equals one prayer for Viacom, because they are in the poorhouse right now. Poor company. Absolutely destroyed. And the thing is, everyone is betting on a big move back, right? A nice rally back to the upside. You can see here, you can see that through this skew analysis. Now remember, the big thing about the skew analysis, it tells us about what the market thinks, right? It tells us where the market is pricing risk. Clearly, the market is saying the most likely move for the stock right now is a down move, which is why the skew to the downside, it's kind of low and flat. And it steepens to the call side, meaning there's more demand on the call side. They're implying more volatility, which means the risk is to the upside. Most likely move is down, but if we get a big move, it's to the upside. So what we can do is we can come in here, go to the April contracts, and structure out a 132 fly. So I believe it was who was it that was asking about the 132 flies? someone in the chat asking about the 132 flies. So the way you're going to price it out, and I'm sorry that I can't show you right now, but I can I can do it on tomorrow's stream if you want. But what you're basically going to do is go to the stock, price out a straddle, right? And that straddle, what it tells you is the implied move. The way you're going to structure out the 132 fly is you're going to buy one at the money call, and then you're going to look up on the call side, one implied move up. Let's say the stock's trading at $100. Implied move is 10%. You're going to go $100, $110. You're going to buy a 100 call. You're going to sell 3 $110 calls. And then you're going to go another half implied move up. So 115, and you're going to buy 2 calls. Sell a 100, or buy a 100, sell 3 110s, buy 2 115s. Now for Viacom, what that structure is going to be is you're going to buy 1 44 call, sell 3 48 calls, buy 2 52 calls. And if you do that in the April contracts, you'll see your position there. And you're getting right now about a 7-to-1, 8-to-1 risk reward on that trade. Betting on it trending up towards that 48 mark being around your pin. Right, so you know it's a bullish bet on the stock, betting on the thing going up in value over the next week and a half. And if the stock does trend up, it's going to print. It's going to print huge. Right, it's these little lotto tickets that are pretty good. I'm not usually a directional trader, but once in a while, when a good one comes along, I think it's worth taking. With the market pricing in upside risk here, at the level that it is, might make sense to do. Let's take a look here at the skew. Right, you can see the skew here is at all-time lows. Right, we've never seen this much call skew on Viacom. Right, like the most call skew we've ever seen. Looking at the option volume still there. It's still huge. Right, lots of volume today. Vols are a little on the pricey side. It's not too crazy right now. The Citron news is on March 26th. After that, the stock just fell. Yeah, so I don't know, Koa. You need to let me know what your conclusions are from that. Now, besides that, do we have any other stocks that we want to chat about today? Those are really the ideas that I had. Right, we talked about GameStop. We talked about NKLA. We talked about Viacom, Root. If you have any ideas you want to go over today, feel free to drop them in the chat with a little description of what your view is. What do you actually think is going to happen to this company? And we can go over it together. I'll be happy to show you some of the data, share some of my thoughts about it. If the stream has been fun for you, if you've enjoyed it, please just drop a like on the stream. It helps me out. And for those of you who haven't signed up for it, if you're new to the stream, we are doing a free trial of Predicting Alpha. It'll be a 2-week free trial where you get full access to everything that we offer: terminal, community, 150 hours of education, support. All you got to do is send me an email, sean@predictingalpha.com. Type in the chat here, and I'll just add you to the list for it. It's a 2-week free trial, complete access. Oh, nice, Harry. Yeah. How's that trade going for you? I guess you just got in, right? Yeah, Harry shared a pretty cool trade idea. Let me see if I can find it here. Yeah. Man, good work with this. This is super cool. I can't believe how far you've come in just 2 weeks, man. It's really, really cool. Harry's basically he's taken our idea for earnings, right? The earnings strategy that we sort of teach at Predicting Alpha, and he's adapted it to FDA events, and he's doing some sort of volatility analysis on it, trying to price out how vol should change around an FDA release. And I think Jordan actually joined you on this trade, and that's he doesn't usually take BS trades, so that's pretty cool, right? And he was working on it in with Brian there. Really good stuff, man. I haven't had a chance to go over all your research yet, Jordan helped me out with that last night, but super cool, man. Congrats. I hope the trade plays out. Andrew says he's looking at ON. Andrew, what's the trade here, man? What is the trade, my dude? Stock's trading at 44 bucks. Let's see, ON stock. Semiconductor company, okay. So are they a part of that whole semiconductor issue recently, running out of supply, all that kind of stuff? Is that what they're all about? Look at this trend. Look at this beautiful, beautiful 5-day trend. Just drifting to the upside here. So I assume you're probably taking a bullish bet on this thing. Would that be fair to say? If you're taking a bullish bet here, vols look pretty fair priced, right? So it may not be a, yeah, April 9th, $5 calls. $5 calls. Well, if you're trading a $5 call, I can't pull up the chain, but that's a lot of intrinsic value. I was going to say $45 calls. Okay, that makes a little more sense. Yeah, so Andrew, how much did you pay for them? Right? The question there is how much are you paying for these things? Because if it's slightly out of the money here, $46 implied vol. Yeah, it's not huge. It's not. It looks pretty. They look pretty fair value. Oh man, Rob, that's a good one. But you need a big move, right? You need the thing to move like 20% or something. It's crazy. Yeah. So Andrew, that looks like a pretty decent trade. You know, you could look at doing like a vertical even here, right? You got this call skew, right? It might be worth if you can take advantage of it. If you think the stock is going to rally in the next week, right? And you want to basically, so you have an idea, maybe you have a price target in your mind. Let's say it's $50. And you also think that's going to happen this week. Something that might be worth you pricing out is go back to when you put on the trade. Use Thinkorswim Think Back feature and put on a 132 fly. See what that looks like. Right? We talked about it earlier on the stream. Might give you a better risk payoff or an analysis of a payoff structure than what you were getting with your call. But the calls weren't expensive, so it's not a bad trade. I'm glad it looks like it's print. It looks like it's got a decent chance of printing for you here. What's it trading at right now? 44.36. You need the stock to go up another 70 cents. Well, I guess no. You need the stock to go up another dollar, right, to break even. Rob, if you're there, man, do you mind pricing out a 132 on ON? I wish I could do it for you, Andrew, but maybe Rob can help us out here for a minute. And then while Rob is doing that, does anyone else have another stock that we want to look at? Anything else on the radar for today? No problem, Andrew. Good luck with it. Looks like a decent trade. Rob's going to price that out for you quick here. And hopefully, if he's still there, I don't know. I hope he's there. We'll give him a minute. We got a couple earnings coming up this week. And guys, I'm super excited. We're getting back into earnings season, probably starting late next week, maybe 2 weeks from now. Can't wait. going to be a big one. We had probably the biggest earnings season ever last season. Hutch just absolutely crushed it. A couple of the other guys too. I'm hoping this one will be another good one. All right. So with that being said, it looks like Rob fell asleep here. But we're going to wrap up the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm off to crack some midday beers now. It's my birthday. I'm going to take it easy a little bit. TGT has call skew. Why has it got call skew? Oh, yeah. All-time lows on the skew here. Nothing too crazy, though. Nothing too crazy. Oh, Andrew, that's awesome, man. Yeah, if you sign up today, we'll set up a call for maybe tonight or tomorrow. I'll personally get you set up with everything. You're gonna, if you're open to asking questions and you have time to pick up some new material to learn, you're gonna absolutely love it. You're gonna have the best tools, best support, unreal community. Well, welcome to the PA fam. We got our buddy Stephen B here, one of the smartest traders in the world, finder of the Bitcoin arbs. Very cool. The memes are only okay, Chris. Honestly, Chris, I'm banning you, man. You're not allowed at the morning lives anymore. The memes are only okay. Get out of here. Yeah, we got fire memes. We got fire memes. Andrew, we got a trade idea here from Rob. Rob, what expiry is that? Is that for this week? You put up 120 bucks to make 800 if the stock trends up towards 55. Man, that's implying a big move. That's a big move. $20 to $900. Wait, what? That can't be right. $20 to $900? So you're talking a 1 to 45 risk reward? That can't be right. But the stock's got to rally huge, right? We're not talking about a small move on this thing. We need the stock to go to the moon. Nice. I'll have to say what's up to James. Yeah, man. How it's an OG. How it's an OG. Oh, that's a huge risk reward. For the sake of 20 bucks, Rob, you gonna slap it on? Betting on the thing moving? Oh, how much liquidity is there in this thing? There's enough liquidity. Chris, what are you gonna do? Go in there with 5,000 lots? Eat up the whole market? Come on. I actually wouldn't doubt it if you did, but pretty funny. Yeah, well, guys, there's our market analysis for the day. We're looking pretty good. It's pretty clean. A few trade ideas. We're gonna be back at it tomorrow. All right. Happy birthday to me. Peace out.